Alright, I wanted to talk about something a little more locally here in Montreal, but it might help you on this channel. I follow this guy called Vincent Langlois. In French, it's Vincent Langlois, in good Quebec French. The reason I wanted to talk about him was because I follow people who have a drive to get somewhere. They know what they want to do and they try to do it. And he was at a point in 2014, 5 years, let's say 5 years ago. Yeah, 2014, where suddenly his face was everywhere. Due to pictures he took, he has tattoos on his face of writing. I don't know if you know, we have the official zombie boy, Rick Janest, who is from here. If you know the Lady Gaga video where the guy had like, his face looked like a skeleton, and then Lady Gaga had her face in the skeleton in that video, Born This Way. For the guy, Rick Janest, or zombie boy as you call it, it was tattoo. So he died last year, fell off his balcony. But this other guy, Vincent Langlois, I'm doing this in English. I might do a French translation if there's a demand for it. Okay. He has tattoos of fame, guilty, lots of different big cities where, you know, when you're jet set and famous, you're known throughout those cities and you travel it type thing. So that's what his body, that's his work of art. And he, through his drive and pictures that he did with one photographer, a whole chain of events happened where it got picked up by Vice, and then it got picked up by Vice US, and then it got propagated all over the net, and then he got to do a photo shoot with Jeffree Star. He was in the local tabloids here, well, tabloid, Journal de Montréal, the Montreal Journal. It's kind of like the Sun. It's like a layperson's type of French newspaper. It's not a classy newspaper. It's like it's not a gossip rag either, but he was in the local, I don't read Journal de Montréal, but I saw it in, I think, Metro and 24 Hours. You know, they have that where you walk, when you go in the subway, they'll hand you out this free magazine, so they take excerpts from news outlets. That's why I saw him. And at the time, and because of that, he got to do New York Fashion Week, and like things just came without him knowing, you know? It was just spontaneous. And that happens for some people. At the time, he was more of a man, masculine man, the look that everyone wanted to see, the look that Jeffree Star wanted to fuck, you know, because Jeffree Star is very androgynous, to say the least. It's not a transgender, not a guy, not a girl. He's Jeffree Star. So I'm just trying to paint you a picture of this. This Vincent, he started to transition into a female because he was more female inside. And because of that, it kind of put a break on what he wanted to do. That's not actually true. From what I'm listening to his French channel on YouTube, he had an English channel before. This is what I want to get at. Hold up, my meal's still cooking. No, okay, I turned it off. I don't want to burn the house down, so he did get rejected by Jeffree Star because I guess you know, when you're not yourself and you feel like an imposter syndrome, it kind of puts a damper on things, you know? This is my opinion, this is the way I see things. So, he's going to transition, then he stopped, now he's going into a transition without hormones and stuff like that. He's feminizing himself, so he's kind of being more androgynous. But he still has the drive to kind of rekindle his his career to fame and glory by being someone unique, which it is unique to have these words scrawled upon your face and head and body. The issue, or the things I see, is that what I want to talk about is, first of all, he had an English channel and he was trying to, with YouTube, you don't need to pay attention to people's BS if their show business is full of shit, right? I mean, we know about the issues in Hollywood with the Me Too movement, you know what I mean? There's some pricks in there, you know. You gotta play certain games, and everyone's expendable. We know about the modeling industry. If you don't know about the modeling industry, if you haven't delved into that or you haven't seen anything online, everyone's expendable. Everyone's an object, okay? You have to be, it's changing, but I mean, you're basically a clothes hanger. You gotta fit the clothes. It's not you. You could be replaced with someone else if they fit the clothes. With the advent of supermodels in the 90s, you got to know Kate Moss, Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell and all that stuff, right? They had a name, so they became more known. And now in the 2010s, you know, you got Gigi Hadid, you got not Kylie Jenner, that's her sister, the Jenner, okay? Why can't I remember her name? She's the tall one, and she's friends with Gigi Hadid. Whatever. My point being with all this is that, okay, he's francophone, this Vincent Langlois. And his English is fine. However, he felt uncomfortable with it, and he was trying to do things with the trailer, the van life girl, something Eliana, who just kind of skyrocketed instantaneously, and he got a lot of hate on his board, on his comments, and I think because of that, and because he didn't feel comfortable with speaking English, he deleted his channel and he decided to start one in just French for the local community, which is good to start locally, but I have a problem with it deleting his channel. For the main reason is that you don't have to portray yourself as being a perfect person in public. If you take PewDiePie, who's the biggest YouTuber next to that Indian corporation who kind of beat him, but he has over 100 million subscribers. He's been in so many scandals. He was partly the cause of the adpocalypse, because people thought he was, you know, a Nazi because of tongue-in-cheek jokes he would do. He had been given a show on YouTube, or is it on Netflix? Whatever. Scare PewDiePie. He's had video games done, apps done, lots of things done, and they filmed the second season of Scare PewDiePie, and they took it away from him. Kind of like Roseanne, they took away her show because of that tweet. Now PewDiePie is still doing amazingly. He was able to adapt, and because they demonetize videos a lot if you're saying fuck and whatever in there. Oh, door. Someone's gonna come in. Don't mind him. So, if you look at PewDiePie's older videos, he didn't even speak English. You see the trajectory of the way he improved and got bigger and bigger and bigger. So, I personally think it would have been a good thing. And just like me with this channel, you see how kind of raw I am and not professional, and I just say whatever's on my mind, and sometimes I don't make sense, you know? And I think that's kind of good to kind of show that, you know, it's more personable. And you learn as you do. Now, if you want to portray yourself as someone perfect from the beginning, it's going to bite you in the long run, you know? So, If he comes through the door, I'm probably going to put my hand on there, and then when he's away, well, he's going to be here. Anyways, I might just turn this around. I might have to get some light. Let me put the light on. If I'm not making sense, just tell me. Trolls are allowed because they cause engagement and they boost the channel up. So another thing that kind of concerned me with him, he got an offer, a potential offer to go to France for a télé-réalité, a reality TV show. You want to be on here or?
I don't mind.
Oh, you don't mind? Okay, doesn't mind. So what happens was, because there wasn't the back and forth, or there wasn't a quick enough answer to whether he got the gig in France to become this big reality TV star, he just kind of said, fuck it, and they're not professional, and they're not this, and they're not that. You know, blaming the other people for not bringing you up like the way you see yourself is going to bite you, you know, because first of all, everyone's expendable. Everyone can get up there if someone pushes them. Kendall Jenner, that's what I'm thinking about. Kendall Jenner, I mean, she's a Jenner, and she's tall, but average, you know. But there are other factors that bring you up, right? And you don't know. It could be the look of the day, it could be one person likes you or whatever. But the point being is that you don't know what's happening on the other side of this person who didn't get back to you for the show. They're probably not the decision maker. There's probably backers involved. There's so many things involved. The reason PewDiePie lost his show is because YouTube, I think it was YouTube Red, yeah, didn't want to be associated with someone seen as a Nazi, and they didn't want to lose money, and they didn't want, you know, so there's things like that that are involved. But I'm all for bringing yourself up on YouTube, but transferring yourself to TV, there has to be a certain thick skin and not letting the bullshit of the industry, which is a lot of bullshit. It could even be who sleeps with who, you know what I mean? And to not let that stop you. To just take it in stride and to keep going. So if one has an expectation that they are, before it actually happens, and there's a lot of deceptions, I don't know, I'm speaking French now, there's a lot of rejection and things that happen. You know, regular actors go on many, many casting calls, and maybe they might get one hit. And then after that, they might not work anymore. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. So you can't be like, oh, I'm great like this, why aren't they seeing who I am? Fuck them, you should be doing your stuff on your own also, but knowing that everyone's a human being, that's how everyone is seen. Rather, actually, they're seen as a commodity, as an object, but everyone is kind of equal. And it all depends on the day, you know what I mean? And sometimes luck, and sometimes whoever you sleep with, you know? So, that's all I wanted to say. But I also watch another channel, which I haven't seen in a bit. He's formerly known as Vegan Cheetah. Now he's tried to reinvent himself so many times. He's removed videos. He's said things that got his followers losing a lot of subscribers and followers and stuff like that. And he's still trying to come forward. And he even lived in a van because he didn't have enough money from his social media to live off of in LA, of course. That's where everyone lives in vans. But I watch him too to see where he's going to go. And this whole stop, start, try something different without actually following through on something even if it gets a little bad temporarily, is going to bite you. It is. I mean, not everything is immediate reactions at one time, and you don't have to delete everything to make everything perfect. You just show the void. I don't know what's the word. I'm mixing English and French. The road traveled, the trip, the transition, the transformation, you know? And it shows that you're willing to show yourself as in not so good a light, which is favorable, you know, in terms of mental health, knowing that, okay, I want this badly, I'm not as special as I think I am. Anyone else can do what I can do, but I have something better and I could do it and I could show it. Does that make sense? Instead of saying, well, I'm a superstar, oh, they don't see me, oh, well, fuck that. You know, it's got to be something congruent with what's in your head and the way people see you. You know, there are a lot of people who've been brought up and they look plain, and they you know, and there's a lot of people who are very talented who can't get work. So I'm babbling now, so that's all I wanted to say on that. If you want to comment, if you want to troll, if you want a French translation, I'm going to write something in the title, you know, French translation at request in French. So for those of you who are looking this up and don't understand what I'm saying, I will translate it for you.